Hello there, and welcome to some Crusader Kings 2 with the latest Game of Thrones mod, version 1.8. I'm going to be jumping in here with the Clash of Kings scenario and playing as Khaleesi Daenerys Targaryen, or Stormborn. This takes place, spoiler alert, after the death of her husband, and we're going to try and conquer Westeros. That is my goal here, not unifying all the slave lands and such. My main goal is to liberate, unify the divided Westeros under the Targaryen banner and relaunch my dynasty if possible. Break the wheel, maybe not bring about democracy and good leadership, but at the very least, unify them again. So we're playing as a High Valyrian Khaleesi of the Faith of the Seven religion. Very good. Mother of Dragons, Salvation! The prophetic red comet has led you to Qarth. As you pass through the three immense and elegantly painted walls that serve as one of the 9 wonders of man, you can't help but gaze at the bones of those who have been denied entry. Sheltered by Zaro Zoran duck sauce, you quickly discovered the politics of Qarth to be a danger all its own. But danger does not stop the dragon. By burning the Lazarine witch, you have laid claim to your birthright of fire and blood. The usurper is dead, Westeros is shattered, and you long for home. Use this time to nurse your dragons, and soon you'll return to cast down the usurper's dogs and unite the Seven Kingdoms once more. I am the rightful queen, giving me 500 prestige, my crown, and some stuff about the ancient city of Qarth. I'm now apparently under this guy's command. I'm in his kingdom. Pureborn Matos II. So I have no men, hardly any money, no husband, I am widowed, I have no children. Well, I have 3 dragon children. No human children. No brother. I think I have one other relative in the world. Where is he? How do we find our way to the old blind fellow? Where is he? Here he is. Is that him? Maester Aemon Targaryen. So he's my great-grandfather's brother. So he's a great-uncle or great-great-uncle. He's blind, but that's at least all we can do. We can... we can't really call him a good bloke or whatever. Arrange a marriage between us. I could try and keep the bloodline pure. There's something floating around in those 101-year-old testicles of his. I'm sure we could get something going on to restart the dynasty in its purest sense. Now let us see what we can do here. We are still being educated, so I should go for martial education. And we need an ambition. We cannot currently have an ambition though because of my age. My educator is myself. Whatever. In my court we have Jorah Mormont. We have Iri. We have Jiki. We have Rakaro. We have Romo. We have Argo. We have Kargon. We have Jogo. We have Lyodmos. We have the 3 dragons. And we have Chabrio. So we have quite a gang of thieves with us, haven't we? Let's designate a region. Jorah, bodyguard. We'll make that our free. What would you call them? Dothraki savages. Let's go for that. Court musician. Anybody here have a musical number about him? This guy's a seducer. Maybe he's good at singing. Court poet. Give it to the religious man. A chief architect. Jorah, you can have that job. What else we got? Court tutor. Somebody educated. Looks like it's going to have to be you, even though you're not exactly educated. Commanders are who they are. Very good. Let us actually get on this here. St. Charles, we're going to pick whoever's best for the jobs. There's no other real motivation here. We don't really have a land to govern, so there's nothing to worry about when it comes to these people. And in our intrigue tab, we don't have much going about. Not really anything we can do. Is there a society we could join? No. No, there is the Dothraki Raiders, the Free Folk, the Warrior Maids. What is the Warrior Maids? Over there. Ah, the Free Folk, that's interesting. Get the Wildlings going on about. You Dothraki Riders, all very well. The old ways, the Ironborn. But we won't be interfering with any of that. Let us just go full speed ahead and see what happens. I am the blood of old Valeria, and you are my regent. The game now has an updated month system, so I'm going to have to try and get used to that. And maybe it's just going to be 12 different moons. We'll see. I do, however, get a strong claim on my birthright, which is these particular areas. So we'll be able to sort all that out when the time comes. Right, the House of the Undying. In this city of splendors, you find the House of the Undying to be the least splendid of all. You behold a grey and ancient ruin without towers or windows, its crumbling form coiled like a serpent, through a grove of black barked trees bearing inky blue leaves. Your companions echo your hesitation, urging you not to enter. But ahead lies the path to your destiny. Queen Daenerys must enter alone, says Pyat-Pri, stepping out from the shadow of the trees. Take my arm and let me lead you. I am no child, I say in return. The shade of the evening. You make your way through the darkened grove and are presented with a crystal glass filled with thick blue liquid. Shade of the evening, the wine of warlocks. You gulp down the potion, and as the warlock speaks, you are reminded of every taste you have ever known, and none of them. Within, you will see many things that disturb you, visions of loveliness and visions of horror, wonders and terrors, sights and sounds of days gone by and days to come and days that never were. If you value your soul, take care and do just as I tell you. Take the door to your right, each time the door to your right. If you should come across a stairwell, climb. Never go down and never take any door but the first door to your right. The door to my right. You find yourself in a stone anteroom with 4 doors, one on each wall, a mould-eaten carpet, once coloured with halls of gold, lies at your feet. Within the walls you hear a faint scurrying and scrambling of rats. You heed the warlock's advice and choose the rightmost door 3 times, each leading to a room identical as the one before. It's clear you are in the presence of sorcery. And I think I will take the door on the right again. The Red Room. You emerge into a long, dim, high-ceilinged hall. Along the right hand is a row of torches burning with smoky orange light. But the only doors are to your left, and not all of them closed. You tell yourself not to look, but the temptation is too strong. In one room, you come upon a feast of corpses. Savagely slaughtered, the feasters lay stone across overturned chairs and hacked tessel tables, asprawl in pools of congealing blood. In the throne above them sits a dead man with the head of a wolf and an iron crown. His eyes follow you with mute appeal as you continue on. Only a stairwell down marks the end of the passage, and still the only doors are to your left. The first door on the right is the last door on the left. There you go. You find yourself in yet another stone anteroom with 4 doors. One on each of the twisty stone walls. The floor seems to move slowly under your feet, as if it were trying to trip you. You are gripped by a sudden sense of desperation, want nothing more to be done with this house of horrors, but still, 3 doors lie before you. I will choose the door on the right. Mother. You emerge once more into a long, dim, high-ceilinged hall. Along the right hand is a row of torches burning with a smoky orange light. But the doors are to your left, and not all of them are closed. Again, you tell yourself not to look, but the temptation proves too strong. One room reveals 10,000 slaves lifting blood-stained hands before you as you race by on your silver, riding like the wind. "Mother!" they cry. "Mother! Mother!" They reach for you, touching you, tugging at your cloak, the hem of your skirt. They want you, they need you, the fire, the life. You gasp and open your arms to give yourself to them. But at the last moment you realize your mistake and pass on from the vision further down the hall. Only a stairwell down marks the end of the passage, and still, the only doors are to your left. Again, the first door on the right is the last door to the left. Your sense of foreboding grows as the scurrying sounds within the wall seem to get louder, and behind you notice the torches have begun to flutter out. One more gutters out, and the darkness creeps a little further down the hall towards you. As you listen, you seem to hear something else coming, shuffling itself along the faded carpet. Terror fills you, and you must quickly decide. The door on the right. The Red Sword. You emerge once more into a long, dim, high-ceilinged hall. Along the right hand is a row of torches burning in smoky orange lights. Basically, another vision. The scene behind the door reveals a corpse standing at the prow of a ship. Eyes bright in his dead face, grey lips smiling sadly, glowing like a sunset. A red sword is raised in the hand of the blue-eyed king who casts no shadow. A blue flower grows from a chink in the wall of ice and fills the air with sweetness. Mother of dragons, bride of fire, confused, you turn toward the stairwell at the end of the passage. I wish to be done with this place. You enter a stairwell, beginning to climb. Before long, your legs are aching. Strangely recall the house of the Undying Ones seem to have no towers. To your right, a set of wooden doors are thrown open, fashioned of weirwood and ebony. The black and white patterns swirl and intertwine into strange designs, very beautifully, yet somehow frightening. But the dragon must not be afraid. The Blue Heart. You pass through a narrow door into a chamber awash with gloom. A long stone table fills the room. Above it floats a human heart, swollen and blue with corruption, yet still alive. Every beat is deep, ponderous, throb of a sound, each pulse sending out a wash of indigo light. The figures around the table are no more than blue shadows as you walk to the empty chair in front of them. They do not sit, they do not stir, speak, nor turn to face you. Mother of dragons, comes a voice, part whisper and part moan. You find it difficult to summon the will to speak. You notice suddenly that none of them are breathing. Could it be that the Undying Ones are dead? We live, whispered the answer, thin as a mouse's whisker, and no. I have come for the gift of truth. Prophecy. 3 heads has the dragon, the ghost chorus yammers inside your skull. Mother of dragons, child of storm, the whispers becoming a swirling song. 3 fires must you light, one for life and one for death and one to love. Your own heart beats in unison to the one that floats before you. 3 mounts must you ride, one to bed, one to dread, and one to love. The voices grow louder and your heart seems to slow, even your breath. 3 treasons will you know, once for blood and once for gold and once for love. Help me and show me. Blurred visions. Shadows whirl and dance inside a tent, boneless and terrible. A little girl runs barefoot towards a house with a red door. Miri Mazdur shrieks in the flames, a dragging bursting from her brow. Behind a silver horse, the corpse of a naked man bounces and drags. A tall lord with copper skin and silver hair stands beneath the banner of a fiery stallion, a burning city behind him. Suddenly, black wings buffet around your head, and suddenly The visions are gone, ripped away. Your grasp turns to horror as you spy the undying all around you, blue and cold, whispering as they reach for you. All the strength leaves your limbs, and you cannot move. You feel a hand on your breast, teeth finds the soft skin of your throat, a mouth descends on one eye, sucking, biting. Dracarys! Death of the Undying. Indigo turns to orange, and whispers turn to screams. Perched above you, Drogon spreads his wings and turns at the terrible dark heart, ripping the rotten flesh to ribbons. His head snaps forward, fire flying from his open jaws, bright and hot. You can hear the shrieks of the Undying as they burn, their high, thin, papery voices crying out in tongues long dead. The whole room is ablaze by the time you reach the door and call to your dragon. When you spill out into the sun, the bright light makes you stumble. Looking behind you, you see tendrils of smoke forcing their way through cracks in the ancient stone walls of the Palace of Dust. Howling curses, Pyat Pri draws a knife and dances toward you, when suddenly you hear the crack of Jogo's whip. Never so sweet a sound. The Silver Bell. The Undying are dead, burnt to ash by Drogon's flames. Your tiny Khalasar celebrates your victory by braiding your hair with a silver bell. But this victory is not without cost. The Qarth are outraged, and their fractious rulers unite to demand your exile from their city. Your host, Jaro, pleads with you to flee with him to the Jade Sea, but you refuse and he angrily sends you away. With your last friend in Qarth, a friend no longer, you hurry to the docks where Ser Jorah has been searching for ships. Ships you find, but allies also. A huge eunuch named Strong Belwas and his aged squire, Arston, who intervene to save you from an assassin. They explain that they have been sent by your old friend Illyrio, with 3 ships to carry you back to Pentos. I can either accept the offer of Zaro Zoron duck sauce and marry the man, matrilineally. My dragon and him will become great friends. Belwas and Grolo will join me, or these people can join me and I can make my way to Pentos. And I'm going to do that. I want to be away from this mystical world. I want to be where I am more comfortable, and that is my homeland. Grolo has joined my court. I'm still in Qarth for now. Excellent. Drogon is proven to be somewhat cautious and elusive. When he is in the wild, it is hard to track him down again, and he seems most displeased when in the company of other men and dragons. He's a shy beast. We can help him lose shy but gain wounded. Let's try and make him a playful dragon. Here we go. Slaver's Bay. 3 ships speed you to Pentos and promises of aid, but your experiences in Qarth have soured you to accepting charity. You will not be a beggar queen. Dragons do not beg. You will take what is yours with fire and blood. But first you need an army. As you consider your options in your cabin, Jorah approaches you and confesses love, attempts to kiss. Much as you care for him, you do not desire him, and spurn his clumsy advances. Keen to change the subject, Jorah tells you of a place where armies might be purchased. Astapor, home to the Unsullied, the finest soldiers in the world. At night your thoughts whirl as you question yourself. Leadership is lonely, and you begin to miss Drogo intently. At least you have your loyal handmaidens to comfort you. I can have one of my women fall in love with me, or I can have a foolish notion and move straight to Pentos. Just going past the Unsullied forces. Do we really want slave soldiers? They won't be slaves under me, but do I really want to invade Westeros with a foreign army? I would be seen as a conqueror, not a liberator. So I'm going to go straight to Pentos. I'm also going to end the episode here. It's been a good 20 minutes. Thank you for watching. If you want to support the channel even further, there is a subscription button down below and also a link to the mod. If you want to support me personally, there is a Patreon link down below, where even $1 a month subscription goes a long way into supporting me in my life. I look forward to seeing you guys next time. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.